Individuals and units participate in a variety of training in preparation for combat roles. One of the most important involves live firing on a range, training that develops shooting skills under controlled conditions. Training involving live firing can be dangerous. Ranges must be closely supervised and conducted under controlled conditions. Regulations are provided in BGL 3043/TS-OA1 for the safe conduct of ranges, but individual range standing orders will reflect local conditions. In this video, we will discuss the duties and responsibilities of each member of the range staff, as well as the layout of a range. The officer in charge is an officer or non-commissioned officer who is appointed by the company commander to conduct a range practice. The OIC on a small arms range may also act as range safety officer, as is the case in this video. The officer in charge is responsible for all aspects of command and control concerning the range practice. RSOs may be a commissioned officer or NCM who holds the rank of sergeant or above and who is currently qualified for the appointment. The appointment will be published in accordance with base and unit orders.
Fires at this time assume a good prone
Military
fighting
personnel
position
of other countries on duty in Canada may
target.
act as RSOs. They shall be qualified and shall comply with
Shooter,
range standing
fire at
orders
will.
and other instructions applicable to the range in use. Officers named in the cadet instructors list may also serve as RSOs, as may civilian instructors who meet the qualification requirements as detailed in the CF Cadet Policies and Procedures publication.
I am the RSO and OIC.
The RSO is responsible to the OIC for monitoring all aspects of safety associated with the practice. The appointment of RSO is not a position of command. Ideally, the RSO should not be involved in any tasks other than that of safety. To be qualified for appointment as an RSO, one must be qualified on the weapons or weapon system being used in the exercise by virtue of either a formal CF course or a combination of unit on-job training and experience that meets with the approval of the CO. The RSO must have a comprehensive and current knowledge of the order and procedures for ranges and range practices. He must be completely conversant with BGL 3043, the range standing orders, and appropriate weapons manuals. The RSO OIC also ensures that the appropriate reference materials are available during the range practice as required. And the RSO must have the demonstrated ability to supervise and control the applicable range practice. Before the range practice, the officer in charge issues out a warning order, obtains all reference material, conducts a detailed recce, and issues preliminary instructions. He will appoint a 2IC and then brief the staff on any detailed local instructions and ensure that applicable safety regulations are made known to and understood by all range staff. The range 2IC should be a senior NCO qualified through a small arms instructor's course. He must be fully conversant with the range practice and be prepared to assume the duties of OIC or RSO. The range 2IC organizes personnel and range stores. He leads the advance party to the range and ensures all facilities, as detailed by the OIC, are set in the correct area and are ready for use.
Move to the right in threes. Right! Huck!
The 2IC meets the shooters on their arrival, ensures that actions of weapons are forward and magazines are removed. He forms the shooters into relays, carries out supervised safety precautions, and then turns the shooters over to the OIC for briefing.
For inspection, clear weapons.
Clear. 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 Clear.
Martello. Platoon's been cleared. Ready for your briefing.
Following the briefing from the OIC RSO, the 2IC dispatches the flagmen, communicator, and sentries to their duties. The butt party is also dispatched under the supervision of the butt NCO. If not completed prior to arriving at the range, the first relay conducts TOETs.
Stop the prone position.
The OIC reviews procedures with the safety officer and gives orders to commence and cease fire, and ensures that communications required by range and unit orders are maintained at all times. Safety officers, who may be NCOs, work directly under the RSO. They must be fully conversant with the RSO's responsibilities and duties, and may be detailed by the RSO to assist in range preparation. Safety officers will ensure hearing protection is in place before anyone moves to the firing point, and will also monitor proper weapons handling. Safety officers are qualified on the weapon or weapons system being used. They must be assigned a position on the firing line or field firing exercise, and are empowered to order stop or check firing if there are any violations of safety. The safety officers are responsible for all immediate action on a weapons malfunction.
What's the problem?
My weapon's not firing, Master Trouble.
Okay, unload clear weapon. In your own time! Fire!
During the range practice, the officer in charge shall control all activities on the firing point. He will ensure that he has an adequate number of assistants to maintain this control. He shall enforce strict discipline on the range at all times.
Take your time.
He will stop the firing when conditions arise that, in his opinion, constitute a hazard.
Stop!
During the range practice,
In your own
the RSO will monitor the safety policy and oversee the observance of the safety regulations and directions of the OIC. The 2IC will supervise all activities behind the firing point and ensure a smooth rotation of relays.
Stop the prone position!
The background activity NCO is responsible for concurrent training of those not involved in firing. There is normally one firing point supervisor for every 3 shooters. These individuals should be small arms qualified and may double as coaches. The butt party is normally a relay of firers whose duties include setting up the target, counting hits, and patching targets as directed by the butts NCO. The butt party NCO is responsible for the smooth operation of the butts. This individual prepares the targets according to the serials, follows the serials as the range practice progresses, and records the scores of everyone firing. This NCO is responsible for safety in the butts and sees that helmets are worn at all times and that other regulations are followed. Above all, he ensures that no one leaves the butts until it is safe to do so. He maintains communications with the firing
This is
point,
Butts. Ready to commence. Over.
rehearses butt party and target handling, repairs targets as required, and supervises the cleaning of butts after firing.
Change flag to red.
The flagman stationed at the firing point changes the green and red flags as ordered. The first aid NCO must be qualified to the standard level. He prepares a stretcher and blankets and first aid kit in the designated location as per standing orders. This NCO must know the shortest route to the MIR or hospital and ensure the evacuation vehicle is facing the range exit. It is the OIC's responsibility to ensure the assigned NCO's first aid qualification is current. The ammunition NCO must inspect all ammunition prior to distribution to ensure that it is in good condition and that it is live and not blank ammunition. He must note the ammunition lot number, keep an exact count of the ammunition, and have a copy of the range practice with number of rounds required for each segment of the practice. The ammunition NCO supervises the distribution and collection of magazines.
Okay, what I want you to do is load up these 12 mags with a mag charger. It's down underneath.
And supervises soldiers while they load or unload magazines.
Pick up a magazine, put it in your right hand, and walk up onto the firing
The ammunition NCO must prohibit loitering in his area and enforce non-smoking regulations. The signaller must check the radio and maintain communications with range control and substations. He must refer to the radio net diagram, monitor communications at all times, and inform the RSO of all important messages. To ensure the integrity of the system, the signaller must carry out radio checks with range control as detailed in the range standing orders. Sentries must be equipped with a radio or telephone and maintain communication with the OIC. They must carry out all duties as directed by the OIC and range standing orders. They must fully understand their duties and responsibilities before assuming a sentry post.
All right, what we're going to do right now is go over the range layout.
The range is a busy place where serious activities are conducted. The layout must be logical and safety of the utmost consideration. Safety is everyone's responsibility. All ranks must ensure correct drills and procedures are followed, and they must take appropriate steps to stop any action which could be dangerous. The range itself is made up of the firing point and the butts. Within the range, the individual arcs of fire are identified by the left and right edge of the target directly in front of the firer. The range left and right boundaries are marked by the range arc markers. The ammunition point should be placed to the rear of the firing point and off to the side. If a vehicle is to be used as the ammunition point, it must point to the exit of the range and to the rear of the firing point. Range standing orders will dictate the exact positions of sentries with red and green flags and communications points. The appropriate first aid equipment must be on hand. This includes a first aid kit and a stretcher with blankets. There must be a safety vehicle with a qualified driver available. The vehicle must be parked closest to the firing point being used and facing the exit of the range. A parking area marked with white mine tape must be established away from and to the rear of the firing area. Only the safety vehicle and the ammunition point vehicle should be forward. All others should be at the parking area. Radio or telephone communication using the established call signs and frequencies must connect the officer in charge with range control. A separate means must connect the butts NCO, officer in charge, and any sentries being employed. If meals are to be eaten while on the range, the meal area should be well away from the firing point. Any rest and smoking area must be established a minimum of 50 meters from the ammunition and firing point. Latrines are normally provided on conventional ranges. However, if they are not, a suitable area must be designated. Unused equipment should be kept in the administration area and secured by either a sentry or secured in vehicles. After the range practice, the RSO will report all unsafe equipment or practices to the CO of the unit and recommend changes to existing orders in the interest of safety.
Lay your weapons down on the sandbag.
The safety officers will supervise the range cleanup as directed by the 2IC. The 2IC will assist the RSO in closing down the range by forming up the troops for inspection and declaration and assist in properly filling out the range clearance certificate. It is the responsibility of the officer in charge to see that the range facilities are left in an acceptable condition and any defects or suggested improvements are reported in accordance with range and unit orders. He must also see that duds or misfires are dealt with in accordance with regulations and range standing orders.
Platoon, stand at! Ice!
The OIC then reviews the day's practice and gives individual firing scores.
It's been a good day on the range. Everybody's achieved the desired grouping.
Range practices are conducted to learn, maintain, or improve shooting skills. To ensure the safe, effective, and efficient conduct of range practice, the range must be properly laid out, and qualified staff must be assigned specific responsibilities. Detailed planning and preparation is necessary. As a member of the range staff, it is essential that you know the physical layout of the range, your role and responsibilities as a staff member, and the roles and responsibilities of the other members of the staff.